for a fight? What a humiliation. I'll ensure you're safe.
खाना अलिक त्यस्तो खासै बनाउँदैन यहाँ स्विट म्याडम खान्छ
No touching. Help! We're way behind schedule. Access denied. Next on the agenda. No touching. Born of ice and frost. Happy to
Following
oblige.
orders.
All hail. Ow! Heartless.
कहाँ गइरहेको छ
Next on the agenda.
कता होला त यार त्यहाँ रहेछ
No touching. Look, there's the... Good idea. Let's approach him slowly without alarming him.
Wait. You're...
He can't speak, and his eyes are unfocused. But he looks too young to be anyone's grandfather. Also, why is he the only one here?
Didn't expect to see him here.
You know him?
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the academia.
He's a scholar too? Is he the kind that holes up in a forest and mumbles stuff about training?
No. And that's the problem. Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone reach Satyavada life. Leaving that question aside for the moment, him being here alone means that we might be too late. Looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. Perhaps they simply didn't have time to come back for him. There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that was loaded with something heavy.
Loaded with people?
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry, as if they were afraid of being caught. In their haste, they failed to notice Razak hiding in a corner. The symptoms are identical. Looks like we found living proof.
Huh? What?
Allow me to jog your memory. Recall your time at Port Ormos. Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Oh, now that you mention it, they're acting the same way.
Correct. The academia is behind all of this. It isn't difficult to deduce their rationale. First, the academia spread a false rumor of the Scarlet King's resurrection, emphasizing the role of the village keepers, the mad scholars who were exiled to Aru village. These rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals needed, and those based in Aru village leapt into action. Unbeknownst to them, of course, through rounding up the scholars, they were actually helping the academia. As well as being able to exploit the radicals for their own ends, this scheme has one further advantage to the academia. All the risks and responsibilities are offloaded onto the Scarlet King's followers. Life for the desert dwellers has been brutal ever since the Scarlet King's death all those years ago. Beneath the surface, feelings of desperation are widespread. Many would give everything they have for the prospect of something better. Anyone looking to exploit that for their own ends simply needs to make a few empty promises. Even if complications arise, people will see that those involved are all followers of the Scarlet King and look for no further explanation than differences of belief. A deep-seated mistrust of the desert and everyone in it by the rest of Sumeru will make sure of that. The notion of an academia plot wouldn't even cross their minds. It may seem like a simple strategy, but it is able to work wonders under Sumeru's current circumstances.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's in line with the village, but there's still one very important question. Wasn't it the academia that brought the
Throughout this process, one thing has changed. The scholars' identity. First, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. And finally, they become missing persons. An exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a missing person, that is brought into question. If you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exactly happened to them. That makes missing people an ideal resource.
Resource? For what exactly?
One possibility is that the information in their brain,
Extract?
with the technology, perhaps
So, the human brain...
I'm the academia. Anyway, judging by Razak's, or perhaps his curiosity. The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer. That's right. However, the academia is... I've spent quite some...
You mean you're...
All scholars seek extracting info...
Sounds like you're real...
Of course. Whether it be academics or not, this matter
Wait!
Not to be callous, but there is no shortage of
Probably not.
You can say that. The divine knowledge capsule...
Hyman's been wanting to...
Though I must say, uniqueness is also an...
Wow! That's a...
I'm just a more like... He won't last long if we leave him here. We'll work out our
My experiment will succeed.
Wait for my signal. What'd they do this time?
Next on the agenda... We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda... We're back!
You must be tired.
What's the situation?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather. Nevertheless, he's one of the people we're trying to find.
So, at one point in time, the abandoned Elazar Hospital served as the Academia's site for extracting divine cant knowledge.
Yep, pretty much!
Their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru village, since divine cant... Yet, they fled once we were headed to the village.
We may have a mole. One of us could be secretly revealing our whereabouts to the academia.
Huh?
Looks like none of you have realized. Where... Sino. You...
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Choose your next words very...
It is simply a logical inference. I have my...
So what you're saying is... Sino's the mole. Interesting. And here I thought you were the most suspicious one, Al-Haytham, since you were...
I know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino isn't like any of us.
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who you are, General Mahamatra? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Before you can take action against someone, You are required to have all the facts available, including the less than savory details. Simply put, the academia has traditionally allowed you access to a wealth of sensitive information. Knowing their modus operandi, wouldn't you expect them to take precautions against you? If you want to raise a vicious wolf, you need to make sure that you can avoid its bite.
The academia is monitoring me?
It's not that simple. The academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have a special protocol for dealing with you. Every so often comes a Nyagarbaha Day. On this day, the academia enters new information into the Akasha through knowledge capsules. I remember seeing a thick notebook next to the control panel once. Its contents were all about the General Mahamatra, his activities throughout the day, preferred methods.
You're saying that the academia entered my... But what's the point in...
The Akasha is capable... The Akasha's algorithms are
It predicted my every move.
The academia has been watching you longer than you think.
So that's how it is. Tenacity of will and Sino, don't take it to...
They escaped because of me.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements, then I might be able to guess where they went.
Whoa, you bounced back fast.
There is always an opportunity for safety after danger passes.
Oh, so that's how it is! Paimon gets it now! If the academia is trying to avoid Sino, then the safest place would be...
One step behind him.
Yep, that's right!
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going. I must go.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys! After him!
Please, wait! I want to go too! I want to find Grandpa. I promise I'll be careful.
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
Yay! Let's go! Paimon feels like we're...
Next on the agenda.
आलू विलेज की विलेज है रस्ते यार
So, where do we go from here?
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Is that because you play here a lot?
Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert. But I was the one who brought him back.
There's something here. What's this?
It's buried in the sand.
And Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work. Okay.
These are likely fragments of an academia. Looks like there were more than... Let's split up and search.
Is this what we're searching for?
This is definitely a device used...
How did it end up buried in the sand? They must have been attacked along.
Wait, what?
Grandpa, I hope you're okay.
Don't worry. Your grandpa's gonna be fine.
Razak didn't display any signs of starvation or dehydration, which means that they left fairly
We should be able to catch...
One more thing. I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone.
Ugh, but running on sand is so tiring.
But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too?
Ini
Ugh, of course it is!
वो त्यहाँ एक्स्ट्रा चाहिँ मन लगाएर आम्ने वाटर ट्रैक माथि हो क्या माथि बस्नु त
Voices, over there. It sounds like an argument.
Whoa, you have really good ears.
Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen in.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room for us to...
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do. Need me to...
I knew it. That's our Dia.
Dia? Why would you? Dia!
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa?
Well, look who's here. Ain't that something?
This complicates things.
You've betrayed Aru village?
So, this is the great General Mahamatra. Dia, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew.
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman. You of all people should know that.
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing could deter us from the grand mission of resurrecting the Scar.
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone. Have all your years as a merc taught you nothing about placing hopes in a ruler?
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of the Scarlet King.
It's not too late yet. The village
You don't understand, my dear lady.
Even if it'll expose you to the academia? Even if they end up...
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. With these scholars in...
Ridiculous. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men.
They look more like pawns of the academia. Filthy traitors.
Perhaps we should.
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the academia? These people have no... These scholars were exiled from the academia. I, on the other hand...
Wait, you can't be serious.
So, you want to trade places with the hostages?
Precisely.
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you instead?
Well, that would be bad luck for me. However, I'm not trying to
You were the
Not all desert dwellers...
You academia scum.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said? You know you're making a dangerous decision.
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the fall.
We've known each other for...
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their Come on, Raman.
But what if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're mercs.
You're not wrong, but this is
Let's do it right here, then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him! He's not—
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me.
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No!
Dia! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
You don't have to go this far.
That's not for you to decide.
Do it!
Run!
Stop!
What's wrong? Can't do it?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting off my own fingers. Where's the sense in cutting my own kin to pieces? You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friends and leave. Meet me in the desert at noon.
जेठी बुहारी के कर रहा गेम हेर रहा पप्सी लप्सी की पप्सी
Phew. I was really counting on him not going through with it.
Dia!
That was crazy! Have you all lost your
Then I just have to hold my claymore with my left arm. Okay, I'm sorry. But sometimes when you're out on a limb, you gotta double down to seal the deal, you know?
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with the likes of them. If it came down to it, you would not.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is even if we got rid of one bunch.
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed put and listened. I should have trusted you.
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find.
Whatever it takes? You just.
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself? Okay, let's get moving. We should.
आया मला प्रीमो जेम्स दे की क्वेस्ट असतं प्रीमो जेम्स ना दिनी